Over the years, Toyota has been accused of turning out dull-looking appliances. Yeah, that's not so much a thing anymore. And here's Exhibit A, the CHR. Far more Cherry Garcia than vanilla, it's the boldest look this company has done since the FJ Cruiser. There's gem-like angles everywhere, like the designers were listening to Pink Floyd during development. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Like the latest Prius and Camry, this is built on Toyota's new global platform, which is a good thing. What does CHR mean? Coupe High Rider, which is interesting when you consider it's not really a coupe and doesn't ride particularly high. Addressing the word coupe, many people do initially see this as a two-door, but no, there are four of them. And while Toyota markets this as a compact crossover, back in the day, when Pink Floyd was in its prime, it would be called a hatchback. About the back door handles, they're mounted high, so if you expect your 4-year-old to get in by themselves, that might be an issue. $500 buys a two-tone paint treatment with white roof, if you're a real extrovert. One reason some will question Toyota's compact utility vehicle claim? Well, for now, in the US, CHR is strictly a front-wheel drive car. Then again, so is the Kia Soul. In Europe, this piece of origami can be had with the Prius hybrid powertrain. On our side of the pond, the only engine pulling this 3,300-pound vehicle is a 2-liter 4-cylinder. There's 144 horsepower and 139 pound-feet of torque to work with. No manual transmission, just a continuously variable unit with an excellent mechanical Prindle selector, simulated manual shifts here, and a sport mode buried in the menu.
How quick is the CHR? Not very.
Car and Driver clocks the 0 to 60 mile an hour time at 11 seconds. That says it all.
It's fine for bombing around in urban areas, but passing on 2-lane roads would make me nervous.
Because of TNGA, or Toyota New Global Architecture, CHR motors along with a chassis as solid as the company's reliability reputation.
CHR's chassis dynamics are good. Throw it into a corner and the body stays flat. Hit a big bump and it doesn't bounce around like Tigger. It quiets down very nicely.
Toyota says the ride quality was developed on Germany's Nürburgring. It's a comfortable car, maneuverable too.
Ooh. The cul-de-sac test passes the cul-de-sac test.
Get out onto the highway, and there is some noticeable wind noise.
This car is moderately quiet. Put your foot into it. Takes a second to respond. You'll definitely hear the engine.
Fuel economy is important in this segment. Compared to Kia Soul, Honda HR-V, and Chevrolet Trax, the Toyota is squarely in the middle, using standard-grade gas. Some will say this competes with Nissan's Juke, but that's being phased out for the kicks.
This continuously variable transmission has the classic CVT dynamics, a little bit rubbery and elastic under hard acceleration. I like it better in sport mode, where it simulates a standard geared transmission, kind of, sort of.
As always, this is something to decide on when you test drive. One thing most will like is the execution of the cocoon-like cockpit. It's available in any color you want, as long as it's black. This is the highest of two trim levels, the XLE Premium. With a few accessories and upgraded paint, this is what $26,375 will buy you. Piano black trim looks rich, and the right places get soft touch plastics, if not real stitching. Those riding shotgun get their own temperature control. Visibility is compromised by the thick back structure. The camera monitor is tiny, and up here. Fortunately, there's cross-path detection. The premium model has comfortable heated cloth seating. The only power adjust is for lumbar. Owners listening to anything other than talk radio will drive straight to Best Buy and swap this out. Dark Side of the Moon will sound thin. This interface is rudimentary, and Android Auto or Apple CarPlay is missing in action. No Sirius XM either, if you're into that.
This seat is set up for a 5'9" driver. Evil Twin, you're up. Well, head, leg, and foot room are fine back here, but I do have other issues other than those funky door handles.
The windows are very small, making it kind of a cave back here. No seat pockets or power ports. Drink holders are in the doors, but that's it. A folding armrest? I wish you were here. So while there's enough room for me and at least one other adult, it's not inviting. This optional tablet holder gives kids who can't see out the window something to look at.
The great thing about even small hatchbacks is that big things, like the large television I'm considering and my wife doesn't want me to buy, will fit back here.
Some might see this as flimsy, but it does the job of keeping valuables out of sight and can be easily stashed, so it's not in the way. Drop the seats, and I'm thinking a 60-inch display will fit quite nicely, though I'll wait and soften her up on that purchase. I'll stick with my standardized measurement metric today, and the CHR does well. Think of this as 5 carry-on suitcases. A reminder that Toyota now offers a suite of active electronic safety technology that they brand TSSP in the case of CHR. It's standard equipment. It includes automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, lane keep assist, and adaptive cruise control. This is very good stuff to have. Toyota has gone out of its way to tout the new Camry's design as a life-altering event. It's not. This bundle of swoops and curves is fun to look at, even if it's too much for some retinas. CHR's sheet metal attitude would have single-handedly breathed new life into the Scion brand if it were still around. Glad to see Toyota taking risks in the visual department. Too bad extra power and all-wheel drive didn't make the final cut. My video camera doesn't quite capture it, so here's a still of the puddle lamps that come with the premium model, which will remind you of which car you bought. In addition to the competitors mentioned, I suggest researching Fiat 500X and its sister, the Jeep Renegade, Mazda CX-3, the upcoming Hyundai Kona, and maybe the Buick Encore too. Those have all-wheel drive if you want that feature. If you want to know what the US is missing, CHRs in the mother country can be had with a 1.2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, a 6-speed manual transmission, and all-wheel drive.
Well, that's my take on the new Toyota CHR, and I always have to think for a moment before I say the name CHR because I keep thinking of Honda's CR-V and HR-V. Maybe it's just me. I like names, not alphanumeric nomenclature. That's Driven. I'm Tom Volk.